The president had also hinted there will be future conversations about gun laws, although it's not clear what those will be.
Since the beginning of this year, at least 119 people have been killed in mass shootings in the U.S. A mass killing is generally defined as 4 or more people killed in a single incident. It does not include those who were shot and survived. The mass shooting in Las Vegas has, of course, sparked a renewed national conversation about gun control.
There are also reports of Australia offering to share with the U.S. its 2 decades of experience with gun law reform that helped lower gun violence deaths there.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley looked into how the U.S. gun laws compare to other developed countries.
Currently, there are 24 high-income countries that have all sorts of gun laws. Most of the countries I looked at today implemented stricter gun laws after a mass shooting happened. Before we talk about a few of those countries, let's first take a look at the current gun laws in the U.S. In 2008, the United States Supreme Court confirmed an individual's right to bear arms. Federal law sets the minimum standards for firearm regulation in the U.S., but individual states have their own laws. Now, federal law also has restrictions on the sale of guns that include an individual has to be 18 years or older and cannot have a criminal record. So how does this compare to other countries? Canada has gun laws similar to the U.S. with its age and background check requirements, but it also requires individuals to take a public safety course as well. Japan is regularly cited by gun control advocates for their highly restrictive firearms regulations. Under their firearm and sword law, only a few guns are allowed, such as shotguns and air guns. But in order to access these weapons, individuals are required to take formal instruction and pass multiple tests, along with a rigorous background check. Owners of these weapons are also required to notify authorities of how the weapon and ammo will be stored and bring in their weapon for an annual inspection. In the United Kingdom, the 1996 Dunblane massacre in Scotland prompted Britain's strictest gun laws yet. The Firearms Amendment Act banned certain weapons and increased registration requirements. The UK banned handguns above a .22 caliber and restricted smaller caliber weapons to gun clubs. Now, as for Australia, it too tightened its gun laws after the 1996 mass shooting in Port Arthur. It took only months to implement the following restrictions: banning automatic and semi-automatic firearms, adopting new licensing requirements, establishing a national firearms registry, and instituting a 28-day wait period on gun purchases. Now, I reached out to Dr. David Hemingway, director of the Harvard Injury Control Research Center, and asked why it's not that simple for the U.S. to establish gun laws similar to Australia or even Japan. He says it's primarily because of politics.
If we had the political will, we could do it. If we said enough is enough, we could do it.
Hemingway adds that stricter gun laws would be difficult to implement in the U.S. because we have a higher population and more guns per capita compared to the other countries. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.